How's it going? This is Brandon, Vessel for the Lord Jesus, and we're just doing a quick 5-minute apologetics standard video. Trying to do a little series on that to help people address some of the things they get bombarded with on the internet. Nope, watch out. Kitty cat's messing with the computer screen today. Anyways, so one of the main concerns is, you hear this a lot, why does God demand our worship? And he doesn't necessarily demand it. Now, there will be times where it says every knee will bow. And in the end, when Christ comes back, there's going to be some pretty intense things happening. And even in the Old Testament, you see times where God is saying, hey, he is, in a sense, demanding it. But those are certain events and times and places, and the context makes sense. For example, if a king or some kind of emperor took over a region of the world or took over your country and said, okay, now you have to pay tax to me and bow to me, you'd be like, why'd they do that? But if it already was their kingdom and they were just taking it back, it would make more sense. But here's the point. But through most of our lives, though, the angry atheist is wrong, except for those times where God will specifically call us out. The rest of our lives, God gives us this free will, and he doesn't actually demand it from you, because he doesn't actually need you. He's self-sustaining. He's the self-sustaining one. He was here before there was anything. He didn't need anything. He loves us and he wants us, but he doesn't need us to survive. Okay? So, but it's also due to him. Okay? If somebody gave you a gift and you didn't give them a thank you or an acknowledgement that they gave you a wonderful gift of life or beautiful creation, or just in the human sense, if somebody gave you something. Excuse me here, kitty cat, get off my computer. All right. Something would be due to that person, a thank you, or at least an acknowledgement, or at least gratitude would be due, even if it was just silent gratitude. The point is, if an artist paints a picture, he signs his name, or she. And people say, this is this famous painting, this is the one who did it. We had to give the honor where the honor is due. We're going to give this award for this amazing masterpiece to this person. But God doesn't need your accolades. It's proper. That's another one. It's also proper. That's how God likes things in order. And since he's the highest of the high, he's the only one that's due that worship. And also, here's another part that's important when I'm talking to an atheist. It doesn't corrupt God's character. It's proper for him to accept it. Excuse my phone. And it's due to him. Okay? It's proper and it's due to him. He earned it. He earned it. So when I say it's proper, it means he wants things in proper order. He's pleased by it, and it doesn't corrupt his character. He can accept worship. Any other beings, angels or humans, anybody else, it corrupts your character. It's not for you. Okay? It goes to your head. It doesn't go to his head. He's up here. You're not going to hurt him. Okay, but he earned it. And he wants it in everything in its proper place. So here's the point. The point is that when everything is in its proper place, here's what happens. God looks around, and if the creation isn't reflecting back to him his glory, some glory and honor back to him and majesty isn't reflecting, then something is off, something is wrong. The creation has been corrupted and flawed. Here's my kitty. Here he goes. He wants to be part of the video. Buddy, Oreo. This is Kitty. Yeah, you want to be part of the video? Yes. Okay, so Jesus said even the rocks cry out. All right? The creation has to reflect glory back to God. So God does demand it at times, and he can demand it at any time. But it's not a mean-spirited thing, and it's not something that's going to his head, and he doesn't necessarily need it. He's doing it for the right reasons, because you change when you are in proper order with the way the creation is supposed to go, where you're reflecting glory back to God. You're reflecting giving honor back to him, where honor is due and has been earned. It changes your heart too, changes you. It pleases him, and things are where they should be. But then you're different. It's more for you. It's more for you. Because when you don't worship him, you don't get to know him. When you don't know your place in the world, God has to knock you down a peg. When you think you're here and you're really down here, God's like, nope. When you're prideful and puffed up, you think you're better than you are. And then you get mad and jealous of other people and even another person, God. Stop being jealous and angry at God and start realizing that when God talks about worship and when people worship him for eternity and things like that, you see angels worshiping him all the time. It's because he did something that is holy and awesome and marvelous and beyond words. And he deserves it. And that's where it's due and it's proper. All right. So that was just over 5 minutes. And I hope you enjoyed it. And I hope it helps some of you address some of these questions. Thank you.